before we get started into the more serious subjects, I noticed, Mom, that you have your goddess earrings on.
Yes, I
And
I
let's talk
do.
about how you finally agreed to say yes to something that was expensive because you deserved it. So, do you want to share the story of how you came upon these beautiful earrings?
Yes, we were in Greece. I'm trying to remember which island we were on. Do you remember
Rhodes.
that?
Oh, yeah, we
And
were in Rhodes. We were in Rhodes,
we were in
Greece.
Rhodes, and
Yep.
we had spent the morning out touring, having a great time, having lunch or whatever, and we had to head back to the ship
Hmm.
at a certain time, so we didn't miss it. So I saw these earrings in a window, and they were
Hmm.
so beautiful. But I was like, nah, I can't do that. So we got way down. Remember the donkeys?
Hmm. No,
Way down.
the donkeys
The
were in
donkeys weren't
Santorini.
roast in Santorini. We
Santorini.
got way down to the bottom, about to board the ship. And I said, I don't know. I mentioned the earrings. I said, I saw those gorgeous earrings in a window. You said, well, why didn't you buy them? I said, they're expensive. They're 18 karat gold. So you said you better go back and get them. So I had to hustle on back up the hill to the store and buy them. And
Hmm.
I wear them a lot, actually.
Hmm.
And they're really kind of interesting because they have a small insert in them
Hmm.
that could come out, and you could wear those as an earring. But I just like them the way that they are. But it was like, say yes, go for it, and I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we were in Rhodes and you came to sail with me. You spent 2 weeks with me on the Stella Solaris. And the first week we were in Egypt. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The first week we were in Turkey and Greece, which is when you got the earrings. And the second week we were supposed to do Egypt and Israel. And then there was some
Mm.
major political issue in Egypt. And so you didn't get to go to that amazing country. So we went to Cyprus at that point as a replacement, which is no replacement, I'm sorry,
No,
for
no,
Egypt. But
I wanted to see the pyramids. So that's why I took that cruise. And if
mhm,
you recall, a terrorist dropped a hand grenade off of a
a
bypass
bridge. Mhm.
onto a busload of tourists.
Yeah.
And so, do you remember that people were wanted to mutiny the ship? Do you
Oh, they
remember
were
that?
so upset. They were willing to sign release forms,
Yes.
saying that there would be no indemnification against the cruise line if we still went there and gave them the
Yep.
opportunity to see that. But as a company, you can't take that risk. Absolutely, absolutely not with American tourists. But that was such an adventure for you because that was not the first time you sailed with me, but that was the first time you actually flew somewhere overseas by yourself. To then I met you in Athens, and I made all those arrangements for you. And then, obviously had no way of contacting you, having any idea if you actually made it to the hotel. But eventually found you at the hotel, and then you came on board and we had that amazingly fun 2 weeks. And the thing with the earrings though, I like almost I had closed my eyes. And when I was a shopping guide, I used to tell your story because it really comes down. I truly did, because it was such a visceral experience for me, for women giving themselves permission to treat themselves. And I would see so many couples come on board, or I would see, women come on board with their girlfriends, and they would go and they find something that they fell in love with, and they would stop themselves from buying it because they put everybody else first. It was the kids' college education, it was, ballet lessons, it was everything else for the family. And they would see these things, these items that they would fall in love with, but they would stop themselves. And I would always share the story about walking down through that main street and roads and seeing you see those earrings in the window, going in, trying them on, falling in love with how beautiful they are.
They are.
And they were something that, as a design, were found in the Palace of Knossos. And this was actually the inspiration behind this design. So it's a recreation of something that had been in antiquities. And going back up with you to go buy those earrings, because the first time, as you said, you Like, no, they're too expensive. And
Yes.
when we went back, I just said, I mean, you're not responsible for me financially anymore. You're not paying for my college education. I'm done with all that. So
Yeah.
why not treat yourself? And every time you wear them, they immediately take you back to that time in
Time.
our lives. And I also remember saying to you that one day I know that I will, as your only daughter, I will inherit
Yes.
those, yeah,
Those.
and be able to enjoy them myself and the memories of it. So I, I can't say I talked you into it, but I helped you give yourself permission to buy them.
Yes, yes, you did. And that, I mean, that's a really wonderful memory of the of that 2 weeks that we spent. And I